Hello everyone, it is Kyle Stewart here, the Director of Clovis Technology and inventor of a true artificial intelligence hardware system I'm going to explain to you and reveal to the world today. Okay, so you're looking at the basic layout of the true artificial intelligence system here with the color filters up the top here. On top of a photodiode, which leads down into the inventive part of this system, the neural integrated circuit. This is the innovative part here, and this is the breakthrough part that I'm hoping to surprise the world with the revelation of this system. I'll just explain to you how it works from start to finish, obviously with the negative line leading into your pixel arrays, with the photodiode negative line here, coming up with the depletion region in the center and coming down into the neural integrated circuit or digital neuron, starting with the first component, as you can see there, marked with an X. Now this component is a circuit breaker. You can see the circuit breaker positive line leading out into the second component in the digital neuron, with the outward circuit breaker positive line leading out in the other direction, parallel with the inward negative line. So with light coming in through the color filter into the photodiode, you do stimulate a current which goes down into the digital neuron and hits the circuit breaker. What happens from this point is the circuit breaker, depending on the size of the current generated, will either allow the current to pass through as it is not strong enough to trip the circuit breaker, or it will trip the circuit breaker and divert the current out through the second outbound line. So in the event that it is not too powerful, what it will do, it will hit the second component. The second component is just a NPN transistor, and as transistors were first invented to do, it both transfers and resists. This is the first line in the logic circuit of a true artificial intelligence system. And what happens at this point is, if the current is too low to activate the digital neuron, exactly the same as an axon in a human brain, it will resist and it will not activate the logic circuit in the artificial intelligence system, meaning that the current in the first logic circuit stops there. In the event that it is not too low, it will activate the or transfer the signal of the transistor in the first logic circuit line, and this digital neuron, this pixel, will activate for that part of the logic circuit. Now what you do is you have an array of these digital neurons or logic circuits, and with these individual pixels, what you can do is you can create a picture, and with a picture you can use a picture like we received pictures in through our eyes to stimulate a response, which is the response that we actually give out with our body, and this is obviously performed by an artificial intelligence system in the form of machine outputs activated by the logic circuit lines, which obviously utilize an electronic current. So what you do is, with these shapes, providing all of the shapes in the picture that you have formed within the system, activate the logic circuit depending on how your digital neuron is doped with the activation voltage for the circuit breaker and the transistor. Depending on whether or not you do get all of these digital neurons to fire, like in your brain, all the digital neurons fire, depending on the shape that you have created using an image using your pixel array. If you get all of the digital neurons to fire, you then activate a machine output, which can be anything, like a hand holding a marker, for example, and the machine will move. So it functions in much the same way as the human brain, only obviously it's in robot form. So then, if you want multiple output functions, what do you do? Okay, so this is where the second line in the logic circuit, which is the same as the first, comes into it with a different component. That there is a circuit breaker. And now let's say another shape. This is what you can call a priority circuit. For example, if you go to pick up your coffee mug and you then notice that you have left the stove on, that becomes a priority. So if there is another priority which comes into focus through the image sensor, through the pixel array, and the shapes that you have created, the second logic circuit, which will be considered the priority circuit, in this case it will be the stove which you have left on, will activate, and it will activate this component here, which is a circuit breaker, which trips the first logic circuit. If that is activated, breaks it with a circuit breaker and activates circuit 2, logic circuit 2. That's a priority circuit, meaning you can prioritize, and this is complex machine behavior. And what happens from this point is, rather than picking up the coffee mug, you will now go and turn your stove off, noticing that it is a priority circuit, which you won't, and your robot will do the same thing. So that is the fundamentals of how this true artificial intelligence system works, invented by myself. Certainly my greatest invention to date. I certainly hope it works. I think it does. I don't think we're going to encounter any problems moving forward at Clovis Technology. So please do take interest in this technology as you would. And of course, as always, my greatest invention still remains to be you. Thank you very much for your time, and I hope to speak to you again shortly. Goodbye.